Mr. Ganesh is back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, according to science and scientists across the globe, I don't say this, science and scientists say this. The number of languages someone knows is directly proportional to one's intelligence. And our next leader is an absolute genius as he's a knower of 5 languages, and not just any 5, 4 of which is a very, very interesting combination. So, Mr. Ganesh, we've taken the liberty to play a small game. Not really a game. Apart from this segment wherein you'd be educating us, you also have to educate us on something else as well. So,
Sure.
ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ganesh here knows Bahasa, French, German, and Spanish. Fantastic. How about Mr. Ganesh? You teach us how to say hello in all the 4 languages.
That's going to be tough. So if you've been checking out my LinkedIn profile, so I am a beginner in all of these languages. So I do speak a little bit of French, very little Spanish. I also speak a lot of Indian languages too. But you put me on the spot by asking me to say hello. So
just hello. Just hello.
So let me see. So in French, you would say bonjour. And in Spanish, you'd say hola, and maybe in Bahasa, you would say selamat datang. I think is to say welcome.
Any word of your choice. Let's not restrict to hello. Any word of your choice. Any acceptable word of your choice.
In Bahasa would be what do I say?
We'd love for our audience members.
Morning. Let me say good morning would be selamat pagi.
Oh, nice. And German, of course. Any word of your choice.
Okay. Let me think. This is rapid thinking right now. So
my apologies.
If you have to call someone your sweetheart, you'd say ach mein Liebling.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's very, very interesting. Thank you so very much, Mr. Ganesh. So, ladies and gentlemen, if this was interesting, that is the very start. I mean, how is the session going to be? Let's give it up for Mr. Ganesh Raman, the Head of Business Excellence from Sinarmas. Mr. Ganesh, stage is all yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So apart from just the languages, what I'd like to share with all of you is things that I do apart from work. So I've lived across the globe. I've traveled across different countries. I'm a dog lover. I have 2 dogs that have traveled with me throughout the globe. I'm a recent cat dad. We recently adopted a cat. I do professional photography as well. And this pandemic has brought out a new skill in me, which is woodworking. So a lot of my furniture that I use in my home office is something that I have built by my own hands and my tools. In terms of my love for food, I love steak. I'm a big whiskey person. I like camping. I do road trips, and I love meeting people. And as of right now, I am based out of Jakarta, Indonesia. So today's session is about creating a data-driven workplace to promote business agility. I think a lot of us would have gone through this journey, whether we liked it or not. The pandemic forced us to take this path, expedite our journey, and I'd like to share some insights from my side. What did we see ourselves do until the pandemic hit us? Many organizations, while even driving digital transformation, were working out of templates. We're working, on departmental reporting. We're working on models that were focused on transforming for the department or for a very specific use case. There was no single truth as far as data was concerned. Data was scattered across the organization, and there was a lot of offline data as well. And if that was not enough, there was poor communication. All of this all of this changed the day we got impacted by the pandemic. And I don't know if our participants can comment or not, but I'm assuming most of us can relate to this, and you'd say yes to this, because that's what many people have said in my earlier sessions as well. What I did was I broke this whole piece down into 3 big chunks. And it was important to call these pieces out separately only because for us to become a data-driven organization, it was important to address them separately and ensure that we adapt to the uniqueness when it comes to our stakeholders, the culture of the organization, the organizational size and its current state, and this transformation that we're driving. So there's no silver bullet to how you drive, a transformation within an organization that can be replicated across. You need to understand where your current organization is and make changes based on that. For us, Sinarmas is a large conglomerate, one of the largest in Indonesia. And for us to move towards becoming a data-driven organization, we wanted to look at what's the state of the organization as far as current data literacy is concerned, digital mindset, the culture of the organization, and then also look at our current tech stack to see how many different types of technologies are we working with today. And if you go back within your organizations, you'll see there's a plethora of tools that you might be using, data that is being consumed by these technologies, and maybe there is cross-sharing happening, and maybe the data is, the data quality is great, and maybe it's not. So that's something you would know. But for me, when I look at technology architecture, my goal was pretty simple. We wanted to simplify technology architecture across the organization to say, we need to have data that seamlessly travels through all technologies and is the same. And I call the data singularity just to ensure that everyone understands that we need one piece of data to be the same across all different tools and not get different versions of it out there. So we wanted simplified technology. We wanted this to be scalable. We wanted to be future ready as well. So we wanted to move from our legacy systems to systems that were future ready. And when it comes to business intelligence, we wanted to do things like visualization, data governance, relational analytics, introduce artificial intelligence and machine learning into the mix. The approach which we took was to first fix data governance and then move to visualization. And in our panel discussion, I had called out a couple of things. People want to see results fast, and cleaning data, fixing your data governance is not something that happens overnight. It's a long, painstaking journey, which might take maybe 4 months, 6 months, depending on the levels of complexity within your organization. But the stakeholders don't want to wait that long. They want to see something tangible right now. And we had to get something out so they understand the impact that we can make with the data that's available to us. So what we did was we classified this whole project, and we said this is difficult because we're trying to address things like organizational maturity. We're trying to impact the mindset. We said that all of this will take approximately 3 years to do. And we call this highly complex. We had more than 9 or 10 divisions that we were trying to work with. So how I prepped the whole cross-functional teams was by setting strategic goals. We wanted to move away from departmental goals to business-oriented goals or organizational goals and align all of these departments to those organizational goals. not that this was not happening, but remember, this was from a data standpoint. And we said that we will leverage existing offline data to start visualizing how things work for the department. Now, you must understand that when you start working with data, you are exposing a department, and the concept, the factor of trust is very important. People need to be able to trust you the moment they start sharing data. So we wanted to build that trust within the team itself and say, this is a safe space. It's okay to not be one of the greatest right now, but at the same time, it's important for us to understand where we are as of today so we can progress forward. Couple of things that we wanted to do backstage was fixing our data governance to understand the structure of our data, where it sits, who's going to take ownership, how data will flow, how RPA would come in to move data from one database to another, and things of that sort. These were things that were being addressed in the background, while in the front of it, we wanted to showcase something that was tangible, and that was the visualization. So what was the first thing that we did? I leveraged Tableau here to build an interactive visualization. We got people trained. Our team went on and did advanced analytics to understand how we can start creating interactive visualization, how we can start building relational models and things of that sort. But the sole purpose of this specific activity was to introduce to everyone within the organization the power of data and what it can tell us, and how this interactive visualization can show us insights that allow each and every one of us to understand what actions we might want to take to meet our goal. So I think this was a big hit. Everyone started to realize the beauty of how data can work for us, and how it can make us, how it can allow us to move quickly from one stage to another. Now, we kept looking at data at the backstage. Remember that is something that we did on the go to ensure that we were putting together pieces of the foundation to ensure that we build something that is robust, that is scalable, and is future ready. And like I said, at every stage and in every step, we assessed our technology as well. Is this technology ready to support us in the next 3 to 5 years or not? Do we need to change it? What do we need to change it to? Can this be integrated with something else? So these were questions we started asking ourselves. Do we even need this, for example? Like, why do I need this? Why can I not get something that's a one-stop shop for my needs and requirements? So we did things like that. And while doing this at a subconscious level, I think what we also were doing was we were impacting the mindset of people. Now, it's amazing to see how an individual who comes from a paper-based, let's say 20 years back, everything would be taken down on paper. For someone like that to move to a digital technology, what their journey is like versus the millennials today who might be a digital first mindset. Bringing all of these generations within the organization at the same page, just so that there's synchronous sharing, collaboration happening within the organization. The way this worked was just amazing to see, observe, and learn from, and that helped us chalk out our next steps as well. I think we spent maybe 3 to 4 months just at step one, where we were working with one department, helping them understand, getting them up the learning speed, learning curve. Step two for us was about creating that relationship between different data sets. And we started doing relational analytics to draw correlations to how one piece of information works with the other piece. And is that helping us. So we did a lot of exploratory analysis to see what we can learn from the data that we have. And it also helped us understand the gaps that might exist in the current data set that we own today, and the need for adding more to our data set. I think one thing I forgot to just mention here is every time you drive digital transformation, it's important to assess and measure the adoption rate. I cannot tell you how important this is, but if you don't do that, you'll never know whether you're successful or not. You'll never be able to see if your team is rolling back to something because they're very comfortable with their erstwhile ways of working. You need to know if this is solving their purpose today, and will it continue to solve their use case tomorrow. So it's important to continuously measure adoption. So we did that. We measured adoption at different stages. We monitored the usage of all of our visualization to see which teams were using this the most, across what levels these were being leveraged. Was it at the leadership level, the management level, or the execution level? And what we did, and this was the best thing which everyone loved, was having this visualization available on different platforms. Your desktop, your tablets, your mobile phone. On-demand visualization with real-time data that could help people get insights of where they are as of today, and not look at something that is already outdated, like 6 months old or something of that sort. You can see how your employees might be feeling today, or how your team is performing today, and things of that sort. This also helped us create cross-functional synergy. It was beautiful because with a level of trust that's built into this cross-functional team, with an environment which is safe for people to share, to talk, and to experiment, we were able to do so much more. It helped us take a leap rather than just crawling from step 1 to step 2. And again, at this stage, we started looking at technology that could be cross-functional, that could impact different functions at the same time, which means we start optimizing cost, which means we have data that is shared across different teams based on their levels of security or their levels of access and things of that sort. Step 3 was where we wanted to bring in intelligent analytics. This is something that we're still working on, but the ability to leverage artificial intelligence and machine learning to start impacting your user experience, your customer experience, and your employee experience goes a long way in the whole journey. I think this can help you do so much more and more quickly. So it allows the organization to be more proactive and less reactive to what might happen. We saw that a lot of our the disruption that the pandemic caused was helpful to the organization, because what it did was it was a knee-jerk reaction, but it helped us move our ways of working to a 100% digital environment. And today, we just imbibed all of that, and that's how we work. So, I'd like to share with you a use case over here, just so it gives you a perspective of how we transformed. Now, if you look at this was a lot of offline data. This is purely for the HR department, where we were working on trying to understand our employee data set to see how our people are in terms of performance, in terms of culture, in terms of things they want. Are they engaged, not engaged? Are they motivated, not motivated? So we had data coming in from a lot of departments, from learning and development, talent acquisition, human resources, the strategic department, the performance teams, and so many more. So you can see that we had data coming from everywhere, and we used a hybrid approach where we had data flowing in from SAP, which was personnel data, and then things coming in from other applications as well, which were extracted. And then this was used to visualize our talent and to prepare a short list of top talent. Our goal is to create 300 leaders in the next 3 years. And none of these leaders are going to be, the same. They're all going to be leaders supporting different vision, different goal as far as different businesses are concerned. So you would need to understand your talent mix. You'd have to understand what kind of skills you need, what kind of training and development needs these leaders will have. And for us to get to that stage, what we wanted to do was we wanted to assess everyone on different competencies, and we pulled all of that together. We looked at people across leadership, management, and execution levels to see how many people are great when it comes to business savviness or customer centricity or leadership, trustworthiness, and so on and so forth. This helped us build our learning program, our digital academy, to see how we want to grow our employees and make them future leaders. And this was the best part. We were able to then look at a much deeper level as far as a specific employee is concerned, to say, what are the demographics of this employee? When was this person last promoted? What is his current designation? What has his or her mobility been in these many years of work that the person has spent, time the person has spent in this organization? Is the person engaged, not engaged? We had a spider map to say, how does this person, perform as far as the core values are concerned? And there are almost close to 150 different things happening over here just to create a simple talent card, which is available on every platform to ensure you have ready on-demand access to your talent. So we took almost a year to do this. If not for this, I think our journey would have been much longer. And this goes a lot to talk about an adaptive mindset, which the teams imbibed very quickly, and the learning of data that happened across different teams, which led to create us developing something of this sort with so many teams working together. Without that, this would not have been possible. When we talk about the journey ahead, we see, what I'm trying to say over here is, you've got, and everyone in this forum has been talking about taking baby steps. And it's important to do that if you want to build an organization that can grow on a solid foundation. And when it comes to data, there's no shortcut approach to this. You have to build a strong foundation. Your data governance has to be rock solid. The quality of data that you're working with has to be top notch, or else you're not going to be able to do any kind of analysis. Everything is going to be skewed or just crap, if I may say that. So we have to fix our data governance, and we've done that. We're moving towards now on-demand data-driven insights. We're moving towards the ability to make an impact, then focus on actions that we're taking. And this is what I had to share today. So these are certain steps that you can take to drive data within your organization. And I'm happy to connect with all of you on LinkedIn. If you'd like to catch up offline, you can visit my website, 𝐃𝐢𝐠𝐢𝐭𝐚𝐥, and check out stuff over there as well. But yeah, back to you, Nikita, for for more.
Fantastically put, Mr. Ganesh. What a pleasure to have you in our amazing event today. I mean, you've really added a lot of light, you really added a lot of information since the very morning. Thank you so much for everything. And we loved how you started off with saying that you're a steak lover, you're a cat dad, you've got dogs. That just brings out so much approachability, relatability, and that just brings out the human side, which is something that we absolutely love. Thank you so much, Mr. Ganesh.
My pleasure.
Thank you.